Hey there, YouTubers. Me again. Old Faithful here is still Old Faithful if I use her on a daily basis. But she sits around a lot because she's expensive to run. But I've been able to limp her along on bad batteries for 2 years now. And I'm not saying they're bad batteries, but when the cold weather hits, these diesels don't turn over very easy. So you got to have like perfect batteries. You got to have like really good batteries. And I have managed to limp these along for 2 years now, and they're just tired. They work, it'll start, but when it gets really cold, I got to put the old jump box on it, you know. It'll turn over like, you like that? Speaking of needing batteries, camera just died. So this is take 2. We got to put some batteries in this big diesel truck. So it's not going to be a very long video. We're just going to put new batteries in it. And I'm going to get new batteries for the camera. Well, I just plugged it in. So here we go. It's going to be short and sweet, short and simple. Yeah, just going to change the batteries in this old diesel. Let's get started.
Alright, this is, here's the battery. Like I said, it's not bad, it's just not good either. So, I'm just going to loosen this bolt, nut, screw, whatever you want to call it. It's actually a nut with a bolt. Alright, loosen that up. Take this off of here. Now, if I remember right, this has one of those clampies on the bottom, which is a pain in the hoose cow, but it is what it is. There we go. This one's got 615 different wires coming off of it. Those are going to fall and disappear forever. Alright. This particular battery has this little acid bib on it, I guess. It's more of just to make it a pain in the butt to change this out. But we're going to pull this out of here. Just so we can put it back in the new one. And it's not going to cooperate, of course, because that's just the nature of the beast. Oh man, everything and anything is in the way. Especially this ground strap over here. There we go. There we go. Now the sound you hear is my daughter starting her Corvette. Ah, there we go. Get this out of the way so that I can get the bolt down in here, and it is looks like it's a 3/8, probably a 13 mil. Let me check it with this wrench. We don't want this to fall into the abyss. So I'm going to put it over here. Let's see if it's a 13. It is not. Probably 12. Golly. It doesn't help that it's 30 degrees outside. Let's see if that'll go. No, smaller than 12, must be 11. Which we translate to 7/16. So let me go get a socket and an extension, and we'll get that out of there and get this battery out. Actually, it's 10 millimeter. I thought it was bigger than that, but I guess not. Oh, here we go. I've had like 9,625 different interruptions just trying to do this battery. I've got my poor son-in-law over there chopping wood for me. Gonna have to feed him well.
And Glory, how's Glory?
I picked like the worst ratchet I've got. Well, this isn't going to be fun. It's stripped. And it's got a bolt on the other side. Okay. Just pushing up on it. It should lock it in. It is. Okay. You probably can't see nothing because my shoulder's in the way. That's alright. It's coming loose. I don't know why I even put these things back in. This battery ain't going nowhere unless I roll this thing on its roof. Which I hope I never do. I hate these style battery hold downs. Alright, there. There's the right. I'll put a little bit of Earl on that. Now, see if I can get my hand down in there. There we go. See, that's what happens is this. We'll clean that up and put some anti-seize on it. Dead bugs are falling out of it.
Right.
There we go. So we'll keep that.
Right.
All right. We'll do a little preventative maintenance for the next time. This is a 4-year-old battery. 5 now, I guess, because it's 2005. I mean, yeah, 2025. This was 2020. So it lasted about 5 years. Well, 4 because it's September, so it lasted 4 years. They don't make batteries like they used to that would last jeepers, years and years and years. But anyway, here we go. Now this is the hardest part. It's getting this thing out of here because everything in its grandmother is going to want to catch on it. There we go. Okay. And they weigh about 9,000 pounds.
It's terrible. It's a good thing there was
I'm losing daylight fast. Still got another battery to do. I'm going to go ahead and put some anti-lock on here. Or anti-seize, whatever you want to call it. Normally I would just stick it in like this, but because it's in an awkward spot, I'm going to go ahead and get it started. Oh, it's going to be a pain as it is. Okay. And just kind of get her going in there. There we go. Okay. Sorry about the coughing, folks. Been a little under the weather. Alright, I'll set this out of the way. This goes like so. And if you'll notice, I have no gloves on because this ain't gonna happen with gloves on. What is that all about? Alright. There we go. And then this is going to have to go underneath. This is not grounded. Oh, it's still grounded on the other battery. That's why. So we got to get this. Golly, it's tight in here. You know, as big as this truck is, there's a bunch of crap in the way. Not to mention you can't see nothing. I suppose I can put this back and get a little bit of a view of what to do here. There we go. Think we got it? Yep. Sorry you can't see in here. The other battery should be a lot easier. There's not as much junk around it. But there we go. I'll see if I can't get you in here for a little bit of a, if I can figure out how to get the camera to come off. Okay, you'll see that right down in here. That's what I've been wrestling with. I'm going to go ahead and snug that up. Now with that anti-seize on there, it shouldn't give me much trouble. It didn't give me a lot of trouble coming off this time. But I'm not gonna, you don't have to over tighten that. It's a plastic piece, so just make it happen. Now the fun part, getting this back in. Notice it's got a notch in it. Let's see if I can. I probably have to put some lighting out here, because see the notch? That notch has to go where the Smokies go, where the Huskies go. No, the notch has to go where the latch, where the tie down is. So, you know, I thought this would be a lame video, but it's actually turning out to be a lot more difficult than it should be. So, you know, maybe if you've never done this, this will be a good video for you. Getting this stupid sleeve is some of the dumbest stuff. A little better lighting. I'm getting hung up on this, the edge of the bracket over here. So I've got two options. I can either try to tuck it in with this plastic chisel, which I probably just poked a hole in it, or I loosen the clamp and I pull it this way a little bit, which is what I'm going to do. So there's one problem you can run into. I'll probably just leave this loose until, there we go. Now we got a little bit more room in there to get this to go. There, that's much easier. Like I said, this stupid sleeve is probably the goofiest thing of all. It's just, it protects the battery from getting messed up in the, come on. Yeah, loosening that up was the best thing I ever did. Once you get this down there, there we go, she's down. Alright, try to center it up a little bit. Tighten that back up. You learn some, you learn some. Snug that back up. There we go. Always hook up your ground first. What the heck is this? There's more big cables going to this truck. There we go. That's pretty much down all the way. Get my wrenches, whatever. Tighten these back up. There we go. We'll test those, make sure they're, oh, that one's not very tight. I ended up having to put a washer on here because it's not crushing this enough onto there and it's still loose, so you can put a little washer to help crush it a little bit better. A little bit more. I don't want to replace that. That's for darn sure. This truck's brand new. It's only got 340 something thousand miles on it, and it's, you know, it was born in '04, so it's still like brand new. So you shouldn't need new cables just yet. I probably should have put some anti-seize on that. It may not be too late. Alright, now I'm just gonna, this washer should do the trick. Tighten her down. And that should, keyword being should, cure that. I did put a little anti-seize on there to make it go easier. Yeah, that worked perfect. Okay, so we're gold on this one. Let's move on to that other battery and get this done. Okay, battery number 2. This one's a little easier, I think. I'm just going to go ahead and pull that bolt out of there, which... Oh man, what the heck. I think this one is... What the heck is going on there? This one's going to be worse than the first. I'm not sure. This one has some plastic doohickey going on there. I think that's a bigger nut. Alright, I must have been in there before. So, I think that nut is probably 9/16 or 14 or 15 millimeters. I like to say vanilla wafers. So let's see what we can do here. This may be the original and that other one. I don't know. I don't know which is right and which is wrong here. I just know, and I'm having a lot of fun here. And that is not the right size. Oh, actually, it might be the same. It looked bigger because of corrosion, but let's try 11, see what we get. It looks different. Well, it's definitely bigger. Not quite 15 mil big or 14 mil big. Let's try 13. That's the most popular. Well, what I thought was going to be like a super simple video, it's turning out to be a bit of a humdinger. So, there we go. This one coming loose. I don't really understand what it's doing under there. It's got a completely different situation. I don't know what the heck's going on. It ain't coming out, that's all I know. Time to see if my work is going to pay off.
guess that works. It's nighttime. Once again, I worked into the night. And being as I'm just getting over this sickness, probably not the smartest thing I've ever done, but we still got a lot of snow and ice on the ground, and I need this old rig to get me to work in the morning, because I don't think any of my two-wheel drive cars, judging by how hard it was for my daughter to get a Corvette out earlier, I don't think I'm getting out with my little Sonoma, and I'm definitely not driving the BMW or the Corvette in this weather. So I'm going to take this old girl to work in the morning. I wanted to make sure she was going to start. And she did. So that's the end of the video. I appreciate y'all watching. Oh, just so you know, when I was struggling with the passenger side nut, of course I struggled with both, but the one on the driver's side was still the original. The one on the passenger side, I ended up having to put a spacer. I didn't remember what I had done. It had been 4 or 5 years ago. I ended up putting in a 1/2 inch, and that was the biggest problem. I was trying to use metric because everything else is metric. But I put in a 1/2 inch bolt, a long one, with a spacer, because it's got a pocket that little thing I showed you with the other side fits up into, so you can't just get a wrench up in there and use a regular nut and bolt. So I put a spacer, and that's what was throwing me off, the old finger eyeballs. You know, you had to feel and kind of figure it out with your eyeballs. And then again, I was using it had a 1/2 inch instead of 13 mil, so the 13 mil was just spinning on there. And I was getting a little annoyed, I'm not going to lie. I made up a few new words and stuff. Of course, we edit all that stuff out, make it look like I'm the most patient man in the world. But let me tell you, when you're not feeling real good, I'm not feeling bad, you're not feeling real good, you got your son-in-law over there breaking wood because you're not healthy enough to do so, because that was convenient, that cough, because you start coughing anytime you breathe heavy in this weather. But anyway, we got it done, okay? So you saw me struggling on the passenger side. That's only because I improvised years ago and forgot what I did. I need to watch back on this video next time. It's a 1/2 inch bolt with a spacer, okay? That's for myself, so when I look back in a few years on this video, I can remember what I did. But there we go, got both new batteries in. You can't just change one, because what will happen is that weak one's going to drain that other one. And so we got to replace both at the same time. My friends at AutoZone gave me a really good deal. They always take pretty good care of me. I can't complain. So they're not a sponsor by any means. I just threw that out there because they do take care of me here in Crossville, Tennessee. So kudos to them if any of them are watching. You guys are awesome. So thank you for watching. This was supposed to be like a super simple, this is a piece of cake kind of job. But as you saw, we ran into a little bit of turmoil. So there you go. Now you know how to deal with those turmoils if you're changing the batteries on your Dodge. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. If this helps you at all, it's going to help me in 5 years when I change the next battery, or 10, or hopefully these will last 10, right? But next time I change my battery, I'll be able to refer back and figure out what I did, right? So thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Tell your friends. Hit the like button. See ya.